Did we get definitive proof that central bank digital currencies are on the near-term horizon? I have some super interesting information to share with you that should lead us to believe central bank digital currencies are pretty much a done deal. But what does that mean for us, investors in the precious metal sector? Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? We're going to talk about that because, guys, it's not all gloom and doom. And we also want to look on a state level. We need to talk about this crazy, exciting wave of legislative action taking over the country where states are taking action to allow their citizens to reclaim their constitutional right to use silver and gold as money. Things are getting very interesting. We'll call it that. What do you say? Let's dig into all of it right now. Is your state one of the 14 that has legislation either in process or one of the 3 states that already have allowed their citizens to reclaim their right to use silver and gold as money? It seems like almost every week we're hearing about another state that is attempting to pass legislation to let their citizens do what was laid out in the United States Constitution. It's going to be interesting to see how this progresses throughout 2023. It could be a big year for you and me, precious metals investors. This could potentially, in the coming 1, 2, 3 years, result in a big wave of precious metal purchasing, if I can say that, in the United States of America. And let's face it, sure, we like to buy precious metals here, but most of our cohorts, like the other 99%, they don't even realize the value of precious metals. The pendulum could be swinging the other way. It could get very interesting. You could be finally proven what we already knew, that you are of, I will say superior. Let's just say you have a little extra intellectual horsepower as compared to a lot of the other people that are asleep right now in our country. We're going to see how that plays out. But let's now shift gears and talk about this big news regarding central bank digital currencies. But before I do that, we're going to try one more time. We're going to ring the bell and see if Susie comes running down to refill my empty coffee cup. Have not had any success yet, but you know what? I don't know if you're like me. Actually, I'll be honest with you. Today was kind of a challenging day. I'm having some troubles with our 2005 Acura TSX. The basement mobile is what I like to call it. Had to put a new power steering pump in it, but it leaked fluid all over the alternator, and now it makes funny noises when you turn the air conditioner on. I was out there all day long, but you know what? We don't give up. Don't ever give up. I know there's times in life where you face challenges, right? We all do. 2 things. We don't ever give up, and we also are never alone. You can always come here to Ron's Basement. I guess I'll throw in my little, you can subscribe if you want to, but you really don't want to hear about all this. You want to hear about central bank digital currencies. Is there now proof that they are coming? A lot of people are saying by the end of this year, and there's some executive order that President Biden signed one day when he wasn't taking a nap, and that we are going to have CBDCs by the end of the year. But think about this, guys. We got some big news this week regarding some legislation that's being forwarded regarding CBDCs, and that's going to give us a big hint about what to expect. We're going to talk about that next, and we're going to talk about how CBDCs could affect the price of gold and silver. Let's move on to that subject right now. On a national level, we got some big news this week. Republican Congressman Tom Emmer from Minnesota introduced a bill that would prohibit the Federal Reserve from issuing CBDC directly to anyone. Let that sink in for a second. I need to make one thing clear to you right now, and this is serious business. When this CBDC comes around, I'm not going to charge you any CBDC to come down here to the basement. You are a gold card holder. I hope you do feel like you found a friend, right? Like a place you can escape to. Join me here in the basement anytime you like. Subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment, please, in the comment section below. This is from Zero Hedge. Let me read you just a little bit more. The bill titled CBDC Anti-Surveillance State Act details that, except as specifically authorized under this act, a Federal Reserve Bank may not offer products or services directly to an individual or maintain an account on behalf of an individual or issue a central bank digital currency directly to that individual. So we've got states doing what they're doing, and now on a national level, we have a congressman with an anti-CBDC bill. Think about this. You don't spray your house for bugs unless you know that you'll have bugs that are going to come into your house, right? You don't put out an anti-CBDC bill unless you know that CBDC, central bank digital currencies, are coming. To me, this offers definitive proof that these things are coming, which is what we've been learning and told, so we better be ready. Now, how will that affect the price of silver and gold? And I hope Mr. Emmer's legislation does well, but just in case the Fed gets what they want, not like they don't have a history of doing that in the past, how will that affect our friends silver and gold? I think, and I'll be curious to hear what you think, but I think it could actually be very good for the price of silver and gold on two levels. Number one, they're going to print, it's digital, it's unicorn fart dust, it's whatever you want to call it. It's just going to be a nothing currency, right? It's going to be just printed and made up and everything else. It's going to be diluted. It's going to be devalued, however you want to say it. And think about this. When cash is eliminated, right? No more paper money now that we have digital money, no more coins, right? What are people going to have to turn to for privacy? What will be the last bastion of privacy? What has held its value for over 5,000 years? I ask you. Well, you know the answer, don't you? Silver and gold. So I don't think CBDCs could necessarily, I'm not in favor of them. I don't like the whole surveillance thing. I understand that argument, right? But when I just look at them through the lens of the value of silver and gold, not even thinking about what's going on in the rest of the world, right? I can see that even just here in the West, they could become more valuable, right? I'm not talking about price and dollars or euros or digital dollars or whatever unicorn fart dust you want to talk about, right, Sam? I'm talking about actual value that's been around for all those thousands of years. So on a national level, we get this news about this congressman wanting to stop a CBDC. Why else would they be doing that? But on a state level, we've got states moving for you, the citizens, right, to be able to regain their right to reclaim their right to use silver and gold as legal tender, as money. Man, these are interesting times. I'm glad I get to walk through them with you. I'm honored you joined me here in the basement. Watch another video if you like, but most important, until next time, you be well. Hey everybody, it's Ron from Ron's Basement, live on the log flume with Lily. Lily, say hi.
Hi.